specific way Antarctica is viewed today in any textbook. It's not part of the blue planet, it's white. And that bothered me. I come from a biological background, and I couldn't see this much real estate on our planet being dead. Okay? And Antarctica is twice the size of Australia. It's our 5th largest continent. It's the highest, driest, coldest continent we have on Earth.
Dive into the enigmatic depths concealed beneath the Antarctic Ice Sheet with John Priscu as we embark on a journey of questions and exploration. What secrets lie beneath the frozen surface, and how has Priscu's 3 decades of dedication unraveled the mysteries of this hidden world? Come along us in questioning, probing, and discovering the hidden world beneath the Antarctic Ice Sheet, where each layer of ice unveils a story waiting to be told. This is Reveal the Mystery. If you are curious to learn mysteries of the world, space, and beyond, consider subscribing. For John Priscu, it has been a frigid honor, marked by a stream and a valley bearing his name, as he has dedicated approximately 3 decades to working in Antarctica. His journey commenced when he took on the role of a junior faculty member at MSU, and vivid memories of his inaugural season in Antarctica linger. Having immersed himself in the narratives of early explorers, the prevailing tone was one of despair and darkness. Uncertain if you've perused any of these accounts, there's a book nearby detailing the initial exploration of the South Pole. With an overarching sense of doom and gloom and a portrayal of Antarctica as a lifeless continent devoid of vitality, he finds it disconcerting. As depicted in this map of Antarctica, it is viewed today in textbooks, not as a part of the blue planet, but as a white expanse. This disconcerts him deeply, stemming from his biological background. He cannot fathom such a vast expanse on our planet being lifeless. Antarctica, the 5th largest continent, spans twice the area of Australia and holds the distinctions of being the highest, driest, and coldest continent on Earth. With the South Pole situated at 10,000 feet and East Antarctica reaching elevations of about 13,000 feet, it exudes a severe coldness with an average temperature of -50. Bozeman's -50 feels familiar to him. The recorded coldest temperature is an unforgiving -130 Fahrenheit, underscoring the challenges faced by early explorers who sacrificed their lives. Antarctica is overwhelmingly covered with ice. 99% of its ice averages almost 2 miles in thickness, containing 70% of the planet's fresh water. Acknowledging the ongoing melting, denial would be futile. With the melting comes a rise in sea levels, anticipated to be about 200 feet, necessitating scuba gear to tour the Statue of Liberty. In the year 2000, he participated in an international meeting in Tokyo, where a group of specialists was assembled to seek life and understand the presence of liquid water on Antarctica once and for all. Though it took considerable time to reach this point, funding was secured to assemble the group, and he was fortunate to chair it. The illustration he published in 2009 after a meeting in St. Petersburg, Russia, offers a contemporary view of Antarctica, featuring over 200 lakes, including Lake Vostok, 3,000 feet deep and comparable in size to Lake Ontario, residing under 2.5 miles of ice, an unexplored marvel on our planet. These uncharted expanses, coupled with river systems believed to rival the Amazon, await exploration, as depicted by the blue space, equivalent in size to the Amazon River basin. As of now, these locations remain unexplored. The team, with him serving as the chief scientist, embarked on the initial exploration of one of these systems around 2 months ago. He asserts that their discoveries have significantly shifted the perception of Antarctica. With this in mind, he plans to lead you to a specific part of the continent for a discussion on Lake Whillans, marked by the small blue dots on the map, as well as some rivers. Surprisingly, the existence of these features was speculative for over a decade. During the expedition, he intends to illustrate how they unveiled these areas. The key question emerges: how did they pinpoint these lakes, and what is the basis for their belief in their existence? In collaboration with NASA, they utilized satellite imagery to identify flat spots across the continent where the ice sheet covers these lakes. This initial observation enabled them to enumerate and recognize numerous significant lakes. He will now present a brief clip that further transforms the perception of Antarctica, depicting it not as a static ice block, but as a dynamic and intricate landscape. The clip features a cutaway, demonstrating how satellite altimetry tracks the surface of the ice's fluctuations over time, aiding in the identification of rivers flowing beneath the ice sheet. Despite possessing indirect evidence and a wealth of background data, they had not physically explored these areas until a few months ago. He is enthusiastic about sharing the details of their recent expedition to the Lake Whillans area. The logistical hurdles in Antarctica are formidable, necessitating the transportation of equipment to remote locations. To accomplish this, they transported everything via air and used icebreakers to convey most of their supplies to Murder Station, situated here. Subsequently, they moved all their equipment 800 miles to the Lake Whillans site using Caterpillar tractors and sleds. This process involved assembling a mile-long traverse, taking 2 weeks to reach the field site. The route commenced at Murder Station, passed through various camps, and concluded at the Whillans site, situated near the South Pole. Our expedition traced the path of Robert Falcon to the South Pole, where he tragically lost his life on the return journey, adding a historical layer to our journey. Upon reaching the site, he, along with his students, opted for aircraft over tractors. The first plane, arriving after a decade of planning, got stuck due to warmer than usual ice and snow, a consequence of ongoing warming trends on the continent. Similar to digging out cars in Montana winters, they had to uncover the plane's skis, while the pilot used reverse thrust to dislodge it. After 5 attempts, and with rockets attached to each side, the plane took off, making a stop at the South Pole for refueling before reaching McMurdo. It was a typical part of conducting research in Antarctica. Our field camp, a small city on the Antarctic Ice Sheet, featured the ski-way for aircraft, the main camp, and individual tent living quarters. During the 3-week endeavor, they worked round the clock to melt a hole for the drill. The project's science budget was $10.5 million, with $3 million allocated for a specialized drill. Drillers and scientists collected samples continuously. Adhering to environmental protocols, they wore Tyvek suits even during storms to maintain environmental and sample integrity. Working tirelessly in these conditions, he personally endured 2 almost back-to-back 23-hour shifts, an intense effort, especially for someone of his age. The image depicts the borehole nearly half a mile deep, with whisker-like indicators assessing its width. The discovery of a lake at the bottom marked a significant achievement in their research. Exploring these ideas took an extensive period, 30 years of contemplation, challenging the belief that this region is devoid of life. Deliberations spanning over 12 years led to the speculation about the existence of lakes and rivers beneath the ice. Then, on January 28, 2012, a recent breakthrough occurred. The first image of the bottom was captured, revealing a glimpse of life. In the following days, organisms were observed and photographed by students present at the site. This momentous discovery involved the participation of numerous MSU graduate students and 7 colleagues, all joining me on the ice. As we await the arrival of DNA samples this week, subsequent sequencing promises to unveil the identities of the thriving life forms beneath the ice. The impact of this revelation reached beyond Bozeman, attracting international attention. Between January 14th and February 6th, 2 articles in the New York Times transformed the perception of Antarctica. In the course of 30 years, the vision challenging the idea of Antarctica being lifeless became a reality, altering how our continent is perceived. No longer should it be regarded as a mere white expanse at the bottom of our planet. It's an integral part of the blue planet itself, harboring living ecosystems that influence climate change. Moving forward, my collaboration with NASA focuses on defining and studying the 6 moons, with particular emphasis on Europa. Featuring oceans beneath its icy surface, the outer solar system boasts 10 times more water than Earth, rendering it habitable space. These ancient oceans, present since the inception of our solar system, likely teem with life. Ongoing initiatives involve working on a billion-dollar mission to Europa, aiming to deploy a lander capable of drilling through the ice into the ocean. This endeavor seeks to explore and make groundbreaking discoveries that transcend the conventional boundaries of our understanding.